Hi, this is Professor Bob Kalin. In this series of videos around mWater, we'd like to thank the Scottish Government for the support of the Climate Justice Fund Water Futures program, but also importantly, we'd like to thank mWater, the New York-based organization that's providing the underpinning technology for the work that we're doing in Malawi and other countries around the world.
In Part 2 of our look at MIS and mWater, we'll investigate the flexibility of the mWater system and see how the data analysis tools built into the system are providing the Government of Malawi with real-time information to enhance both their short-term and long-range investment strategies.
In Tequeri House at the headquarters of the Ministry for Water Development, we have been working very closely with the mWater Task Force, which is a group of high-level government officials that are working together to provide us feedback on how we can improve implementing this new mapping platform across the country to ensure it becomes the preferred MIS of Malawi.
So there's some real benefits to being able to work shoulder to shoulder with government officials, and actually being based in Tequeri House itself has allowed us to really understand the processes and the needs of the government and how we can best use mWater to support their day-to-day operations. One of the key ethos of the CGF is that we're there to support and enable the government in their own decision-making processes, and that we're not there to make decisions for the government or dictate to the government.
The medium-term aim of what we're doing at the moment is to support and enable the district to continue this mapping and institutionalise the process, so that instead of donors and NGOs coming in and collecting data that may or may not be used by the government, we want the districts to collect the data and own the data, and therefore we feel that they will be much more likely to use the data. Nationally, the Government of Malawi can use this data for a whole host of activities. Probably the most important is monitoring district activity and making sure that the data they're receiving in their 6 monthly and annual reports from the district is actually correct, of good quality, and covers enough of the district to make those decisions going forward.
One of the new uses of the mWater data is to develop a process to help understand investment strategies for the rural water sector. And what we're using is a combination of our different surveys we conduct on mWater to help inform where investment is needed. Once the data has been submitted from the field, we can use the mWater portal to visualize the data through a series of dashboards and consoles. And on these consoles and dashboards, we can look at things like graphs that are live with data coming in. We can look at maps to visualize where the data is coming in from. We can also use tables and all sorts of analytical techniques to show the change in data through time.
Wherever you are in the world, everybody keeps saying water is life. Well, actually, water really is life. Water actually underpins agricultural security, which then underpins food security, which underpins health and nutrition. In sub-Saharan Africa, water is one of the big producers of electricity through hydropower, and therefore when we start talking about commerce and the availability of electricity across the entire country, water is one of the main avenues for actually generating that electricity. Of course, we need water every day in the life that we actually live. The long-term economic viability of countries like Malawi is probably going to be dominated by the reliance on the water resources. So unless you actually understand what the water resources are, how they're being used, and importantly, how is their sustainable use going to be moving forward, you're not actually going to see long-term economic security in the region.
Building capacity, creating sustainability, investing in the public sector, advising the private sector. The Climate Justice Fund's Water Futures program is working in partnership with the Government of Malawi to fulfill the vision of access to clean water for everyone in Malawi by 2030.